Okay guys, this is the last video, I promise. Well, I don't promise, I'm not going to promise that. But it is the last video that as of now, I'm intending to do. This video is my second dream that I had last night. That I don't have the entire full meaning of this dream yet. But I know that the Lord still would want me to share it, so I'm going to. Okay, so in this dream, I don't remember everything that happened right before this part of the dream, but I do know that I was in someone's house, in their bedroom, and it wasn't weird anyway. There was a woman who was laying on her bed, and I don't know who the woman was, but I was concerned about her because she was telling me that she had what she thought was cancer. And we knew in this dream that we were in, she couldn't go to the hospital or anything, I should say, because of the times which we were living. For whatever reason, she wasn't able to go to a hospital, more like there wasn't a hospital for her to go to, kind of a thing. And I don't know if that's because of a disaster or what. I didn't see outside in the dream, so I don't know. And I wasn't giving that understanding in the dream. But anyway, she wanted me to look at these sores. They were on her back. She had these sores on her back and on the back of one of her legs, both of her legs, but one more than the other. So I'm like, okay, yeah, you guys know I have a lot of interest in healing and in herbal medicine and the body, the anatomy, the body, how things work, how cells work, all this stuff. So, and toxins and all these things. No, I don't have medical knowledge per se, but I do have a decent amount of knowledge of how certain things work. But anyway, so I felt so bad for her. I mean, she said she thought that she had cancer and she had these sores, and I was just wanting to see is there anything I can do to help her? So she rolled over. She rolled over on her stomach, and I saw her back, starting at what I would say maybe the very very bottom of her neck, very upper back where it meets the neck kind of area. And it was the meat on her back, not so much right where the spine is, but it was there was this whole section of her skin that had these sores on it. The whole thing, the whole entire, there wasn't good patches of skin anywhere. It was her entire upper back. On the meaty areas were full of sores, and the best way I can describe it, which is really disturbing, I know, is it looked like bubble wrap. It was not clear. It wasn't clear like bubble wrap. It wasn't clear bubbles. It was red, gooey, pussy, gooey, and red, raw, nasty. It was clearly nasty infection in it. And I know that's really gross, but they were all these little bubbles on her skin. It looked, and they were all lined up like bubble wrap. It was, I was just whoa, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't grossed out, because that stuff doesn't really gross me out, but it's just because I've dealt with so many things in my life. But it surprised me because she said it's cancer, and I was just that, I mean, it It truly did not look as much like cancer as it did. I'm sorry, I'm also recording on my phone and it just timed out, so I'm a little disappointed because I might have to redo that one on my phone. But anyway, so back to this dream. I remember thinking, I don't think that's cancer in the dream, but I didn't say anything to her. And she also had a sore and on her, she had a couple sores on her legs that were like not as extreme, or maybe in like an earlier phase of whatever this was. And she had it on both of her legs, the back of both of her legs. And the one was, there was one spot that was really bad. And I'm trying to think if it was on the back of her calf or if it was on the back of her thigh. I can't remember. It was just somewhere right there. It was on the left side. It kind of started actually all on the left side and was spreading to her right side. But anyway, the spot was not like it was not a bubble anymore. I don't think it was more like a hole. She had this infection around it, and there was like red infection around this, and then there was this giant hole in her leg. And when I took a closer look, I didn't touch anything. I just looked down, into the hole in her leg. I tried to explain it to her. I'm like, it's a hole. You have a hole there now. And there was nothing funny about it. She wanted to know what it looked like because she couldn't see it. And I said, it's a hole. When you look down into it, I'm like, it looks like if you were from like an aerial view looking over the ground or something, it looked like you were looking into a outside like stadium or like the Coliseum. And when I was explaining this dream to Chris, he was like, oh, so it was like bowl shaped, like a bowl that you have soup out of or something, which is really gross. I didn't mean to put that analogy there. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so I was like, yeah, exactly. And the very bottom of it was like completely flat. It was like rounded. The hole was at the top and it was like rounded and it was like flat. I think that flat spot that I was seeing, I think it was her bone that I saw. I think it was bone at the very bottom. I mean, the hole in her leg was probably like in comparison to my face was probably like that big round. So it was a pretty big hole and it wasn't bleeding anymore. It was just really infected. But that was the dream I had, and I woke up from that. That was one of the last things that happened last night. And I was like, Lord, what is this? I know that this was from you, so what does it mean? What does it mean? I have my theories on what it could mean, but I don't know it for sure, so I don't really want to say. But I do have some theories about what it means. But again, I don't know. So just, you have total authority to take my dreams and pray about them and ask the Lord to show you what they mean. And if you're living for him and you're having a relationship with him, he could very possibly show you. You can even ask him for dreams yourself. And most likely he will speak to you. So I'm just saying, I'm not special. I'm not really like special. I do believe that the Lord has called me to be a watchwoman. So that's really neat. But I'm not the only watchwoman. There's a lot of us. So I I don't know. Just keep that in mind. Get right with the Lord. And I wanted to share that with you today.